How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Salamander Wilds, and I've got an exciting video for all of you today. Had to go and get another newt, and this time I've got something else that's really cool. I've got Chinese blue-tailed firebelly newts, and let me show them to you real quick. We'll get them in their enclosure, talk about them. So if you enjoy the video, please remember to leave a like, share, comment down below, please subscribe. Let's check them out. Yeah, here we go. Look at both of these beautiful newts. Wow. Yeah, very excited to finally get these as well. You know, I think it's safe to say, obviously, these are just my favorite animals overall. I'm always excited about any newt species, of course. These are such beautiful newts. We'll get a better look at them in their enclosure, but I mean, we've got this really light colored one here. And in better lighting, you'll definitely be able to see that more. And then we've got this darker one here too. And so I've placed the blue-tailed firebelly newts in this established, fully grown enclosure, complete with dwarf hairgrass and anacris, and being honest, I totally forgot the name of the plant that is the most obvious growing out of the water, but these are all warmer temperature plants, and all of this because blue-tailed firebelly newts are a warmer temperature species, which is certainly not the most common aspect of newts and salamanders, since most typically require much cooler temperatures. The enclosure also gets natural lighting whenever the LED plant light goes off, since it's positioned right next to a window. And all of this has led to the dense plant growth that you see. And dense plant growth is incredibly beneficial for aquatic newts and salamanders, since it helps to really provide them a great sense of security. And so the overall conditions for the blue-tails are really optimal. But okay, with all of that, enough about the enclosure. What are blue-tailed firebelly newts? Well, this is a species that is native to parts of China, and it gets its name from the male having a flash of blue coloration on its tail during breeding season. And much like other firebelly newts, they also have that typical firebelly pattern. And of course, those of us that know what nature's bright warning colors mean, these colors signal that this newt contains toxins. And now, with the mention of other firebelly newt species, perhaps the more well-known firebelly newt is simply the Chinese firebelly newt. And both the Chinese firebelly and blue-tail firebelly, again, are native to China. However, the blue-tail is in contrast to the other due to the temperature differences that they require, and of course the blue flash of color that the male gets during breeding season. And so all that to say, it's really important to know which firebelly you have, because you'll need to treat them a bit differently than one another. But to differentiate the blue-tails a bit further, let's look into their life history a bit and where they actually come from. So I found this old article from caudata.org. It's from 2010, but the overwhelming majority of the information here is still very relevant today. And so this article specifies that this species is from southwest China, and when we look at the scientific name of this species, we can see it's Cynops cynaris, but you could see that there is a focus on the word cyan. And even another common name that is referenced for this animal is the cyan newt, as seen on the IUCN website as well. And that's because, again, the male gets a blue flash on the tail during breeding season. That is what this animal is really well known for. We can also see that the Caudata article goes on to cite that these animals originated from a zoo in Germany, and the offspring in particular from that group of animals is notoriously known to be difficult to raise, and they even had notably darker color. Back on the IUCN Red List website, we can also see that this animal is listed as vulnerable in the wild as their populations continue to decrease. But it also goes on to detail some information about its habitat. And if you've seen my previous videos, I always strive to make the connection to an animal's habitat in the wild to how it should be kept in captivity. Because replicating an animal's natural habitat and behavior is key for having your animal thrive in captivity. And so with that said, let's focus on the habitat just a little bit more. This species inhabits coniferous and broad-leaved mixed forests, and goes on to indicate that this species preys on aquatic food items such as earthworms or aquatic insects, so we know that the blue-tailed firebelly newt is highly aquatic. And I did a little digging to get a better look at the habitat, and found this old post on caldera.org, where we not only get to see the wild-type blue-tailed firebelly newts, but we also get to see the actual habitat for ourselves. And when I look at the actual habitat that these animals come from, I've got to say, the enclosure that I've put my animals in really captures the feel of where a firebelly newt would come from. I was able to achieve dense plant growth that even shoots right out of the water, along with great temperature ranges that makes this current enclosure optimal for these newts. And so yeah, I'll wrap up the video here. This was just an introduction to these really awesome newts that I got, and actually I acquired some other newts first before these, which I'll keep to myself until the next video comes out about those in particular, because those are really amazing newts as well. And of course, I will absolutely be doing a care guide on the blue-tailed firebelly newts in the very near future. So be on the lookout for the care guide to the blue-tailed firebelly newt, where I'll go into in-depth information on how to properly care for this species. And so, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like, share, comment down below, please subscribe. Let me know what you think about this species in the comments down below. And until next time everyone, stay curious and journey into the salamander wilds.